Hello and welcome to the slightly bunged up pixel8games.com gameplay review of Raid over Moscow. So here we are on the Spectrum version of Raid over Moscow, and you're treated to the northern hemisphere of Earth. On the left, the USA in white, and on the right, the Ruskies are in red, as you can well imagine. And what we've got here are a couple of bases on each side. The Ruskies have sent a couple of nuclear warheads apparently to the USA with love. And so you're at the space station up there at the top, and you've got to fly out your craft to battle those bases on the Russian side. So let's start tearing up a few Soviets in the nicest possible sense. Actually, that's quite an achievement, because when me and my mate used to play this on his Commodore 64, it's quite an achievement to get your craft out of that hangar. It was a real pain in the derriere, but it seems a lot easier now. Maybe it's a lot easier with keys, because we used joysticks a lot back then. Joysticks could be quite clunky and difficult, to be fair. Keys are just fine. Now look at all the artifacts on this screen at the moment. It's pretty nasty. Oh, you just can't win at that stage. You've got to fly over the trees and avoid something that's heading right behind you. And I'm dead. Oh! I meant that, obviously. To just leave it at the last moment with the doors. I'm just such a thrill seeker. So there's your flying syringe just above you. I think that's supposed to be a heat-seeking missile. The problem I find with this game is the sense of perspective just seems to be a little bit out on the Spectrum version. Sometimes you think you're going to hit something and it just goes right through it. And you think you've lined it up quite nicely. So here we go. Let's try this again. And we're through. So this takes us to the silo level. We've got to line up the silo. Like that. Helpfully tells you. Blow it to smithereens. And now we're on to the next base. We've got to do that now. You can take out the silos that were next door to it for a few extra points. Obviously, want to get through this and try to find the further levels, because you've got to do this a couple of times. It's a little bit repetitive. It's one of the problems with the game, actually. Once you've done these couple of levels up to the silos, you've got to repeat it all again a couple of times. I really don't know what the sound is supposed to represent, but it's awful. It sounds like someone's just got a stylophone and shoved it right up Rolf Harris's. Oh, this is the silo level 2. Oh, there we go. Oh, what a class act. What a man. So close, yet so stupid. I'm doing quite well those, getting those craft out of the hangar, because it used to be, like I say, real exercise in frustration, but now it seems quite easy. And it's a lot more difficult in the Spectrum version, the hangar, because you've got no perspective, you've got no shadow, and sometimes you can't tell if you've gone too high, and too high for the door to escape, and you think you're going out the door and suddenly you just smash into the top, and yeah, it's a bit annoying. So, oh. And that was easy. So we're getting there. Slowly but surely. This can be done. And this screen is completely superfluous, really, because you've only got one thing that you can do, is to bring that dot down onto that base. That's the only thing to do, so it's kind of a waste of time, really. It's totally unnecessary. Ooh. That was a tricky one. And you see, opposed to the Commodore 64 version, which I've played fairly extensively actually, this level changes. On the Commodore 64 it's exactly the same every time. Don't know if that's because the level I was on was quite easy. Maybe they were just making it easy and leaving out the obstacles. But this is changing, and that's good, because it makes you not get so used to what's coming ahead. Nothing wrong with a bit of randomisation, I say. Those artifacts are a real pain. And this is a lot longer, this level. Again, on the Commodore 64, levels exactly the same length. But this is going on for quite a turn actually, which is good. Excellent stuff. Oh, yeah, good start. Top man. See, you're here with your, I was going to say a bazooka, it's a mortar, and you've got to shoot these guys, amongst other things. And you've also got to shoot these doors, and the door that's randomly generated has a certain colour. It won't be blue. tell you what though, this is not a forgiving version of Raid. Alright, so got the white door, now we've got to shoot the people. The tank can wait, so he's gone. Try not to stand in one position for too long because of that and that. Yeah. So once you've got that correct height, you can go to the next one. Ooh, and him or her. La 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 la. Yeah, I walked into that one, didn't I? They don't mess around. And you've got to get rid of all these guys or gals. Before you can progress. Ah, jeepers creepers, superstar. I'll take one nice forgiving as the Commodore 64 version. Got the tank there. Oh, come on. Nowhere near me. Should have gone to Specsavers. Ah, these guys. Oh, stop turning up. No. Ah. Don't wait around too long. Oh. Tank doesn't want to go. It really doesn't. Ah. This is stupid. Gotcha, last. So I did. See that tank? Oh, you got to be kidding me. Like, how frustrating is that? God, that was hard work. So now you're in the nuclear reactor, and this robot in black right at the end is cooling down the reactor, and you've got to use your disc to shoot behind him. Wow, that's slow. Well, I've hit the front of him. That's not acceptable. But you catch your disc because you'll need them. And try again. Really slow version. I've never got this far on the Spectrum before, so I've played the Commodore, as I've said, and it's a lot quicker. So hit him once. I think you got to hit him 3 times. Could be wrong. No, I've lost my disc. Let's see what happens. Nope. Cool. Yeah, so excuse me, a little coughing fit there. There you go, this is the Spectrum version of Raid over Moscow. So I'm gonna go on to the Amstrad version now and see how that fares. So here we go with the Amstrad version of RAID, and that to me is the best version of the loading screen for all versions. I think it looks really neat. Well, smart. I sounded like Kevin Costner there, didn't I? I'm going to be a bit careful around Madonna and say things like that. Yeah, so that's loading screen for Amstrad. I love it. Don't love this screen so much, but there you go. So here we go, and a bit of a clearer screen this time. US seen as in green, and everywhere else seen in red. Not sure why we were included in red. Don't know what we did wrong. Ooh, a little bit more responsive compared to Specky. Oh, it's like skating on ice. Someone put on Bolero. And this time it just makes you do it all in batch, which is fine. You've got to sort those doors out though. Very tricky. Yeah, get the doors, get the doors. Got a plum. No. Bish bash bosh. As you can see on the Amstrad, slightly different approach to trying to leave the hanger. It's not as easy, nowhere near as easy. Oh, no, that was close. So tricky. It's actually, on the Commodore, it's not so difficult. Yeah, the hard life, us guys on the CPC. I suppose they knew we could take it. So, oh, no, I can't take it, I've had enough of this. Use the force, Luke. Funny, my name is Luke. No, 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 it's all going wrong. No, oh, God. It's a joke. It just doesn't, like, it doesn't want to stay on the spot. It's always moving. You're always fighting the controls of this one. Blimey! Was that 2 planes? I think the Russians are going to win this one. Not wishing to sound negative. So, zipping down. To their base. A bit of a jerky side scroller this. The Amstrad, not fabled, or famed even for its side scrolling abilities. Ugh. I thought it was above that, obviously. Yeah, the scrolling isn't very pleasant on this. Here we go up to the silo. These silos look quite cool actually. They look like they mean a bit of business. They are, in purple, or whatever that colour was. Bluing the site up. So having done that, it appears I've got a couple of chips here at my disposal. So smash into the wall. It really is. If you look at the Commodore version later on, you'll see how much different it is. It's just so difficult to control this craft. It just doesn't want to know. And I thought the BBC version was tricky. Another one you'll see soon. Ah, nope. Is it gonna go? No. Oh, it really is hard work. So that I'm not going to go back into it. I'm afraid that is the Amstrad version of Raid over Moscow. A lot more trickier. As you can tell, getting out of that hangar is just too much of a problem. The scrolling is too jerky. But the next part, the silo, was quite cool. It looks good. Everything's all nicely filled in, all the objects, the buildings, etc., and they explode quite well. If you compare it to the Commodore 64 version, when you shoot down a building, it just sort of flashes and disappears. It's kind of weird. But there you go, that's the Amstrad version for you. And I'm going to move on now, perhaps to we'll go to the BBC version and see how that compares. And this is the BBC version of Raid over Moscow. Nothing too fancy. Unusual screen. Oh, get the keys right and we'll be fine. There we go, got a bit of speed back, sound even. Okay, and this is crazy. I mean, it is so unresponsive, it's untrue. Oh no, it's just stuck in one position, that's impressive. Unfortunately though, I can't find the door opening mechanism. There it is. Glass. So everything looks very similar. There are a couple of obvious differences. This thing here, this depiction of the aircraft, is normally just a white dot. Whoa! And that's just crazy. It's truly unresponsive. I've got my finger on the key to move forward all that time, and it just went plain into a wall. Yeah, that's real good. This is truly despicable. Oh, come on. It's tragic. And now the key for opening the hangar doesn't work. Blinding. No, that's just a joke. I thought the Amstrad version was tricky, but this going forward. Oh, and now it wants to go forward. It's so bad. That's the best you can hope for, is you can somehow stop the plane. I mean, I don't think there's any other version you can do that. There we go again. And this is... oh, what? I mean, talk about virtually impossible. Just a joke. Just realised what's struck me about this is the keys are reversed. Everything's so fast. That's just stupid. And the keys are reversed. Yeah, I might mention that already. Never mind. What's it wanting me to do now? Right, well, this is a cracker's version, and for that reason, I'm out. Seriously poor. I mean, trying to get out the hangar is one thing, but actually getting onto land and it blitzing past at a stupid speed, you've got no chance. So there you go, that's the BBC version, some of the BBC version of Raid over Moscow, and now onto the Commodore 64. So now onto the Commodore 64 version of Raid over Moscow, and probably gets the title of best intro screen. I think the loading screen on the Amstrad was very pleasant indeed. So here we are with the front screen of the Commodore 64 version of Raid over Moscow, which is an improvement on all other front screens for each platform. Very nice. And we'll go into a screen we all recognise now, I think. So you're immediately alerted to those missiles that are on their way towards good old America. And this is different. Got your stick man walking towards the aircraft. Probably really good at the time. And this is slow. This is slower than all other versions getting to the base, and it's just so frustrating because it's a waste of time. It's unnecessary. And you see earlier the building didn't quite explode, just sort of went up in a blaze of colours. And onto the silos. Quite good sound effects, really. Also a complete waste of time. is that man walking to the plane. Really? Nope. Bash. Come on. I mean, I think it's about 8 seconds it takes for him to walk to that plane, and there's 9 planes. So you're looking at, was it 72 seconds? Seriously, do not need that time. Wasted. Watching a man fly to a plane. A walk to a plane, he can fly if he wants, it'd be a lot better. Oh, this is tedious. Cool. So, completely different city. Exactly the same layout. And scrolling's fine, as you might expect. A little bit jerky at times, but not quite to the same level as the Amstrad. It's permanently jerky, whereas this has its several moments. The graphics are quite pleasing. Everything's dotted around a bit haphazardly. It's Commodore life. That's 8-bit life. Oh, I had it there. There you go. Boring. That's a really good sound effect, I think. I mean, you can really almost imagine the burners on that ship. Give it some action. So back to Samesville. Very brave of that plane to take on the brunt. Okay, so we give it another go. this is similar to the, well, this is the level we saw on the Spectrum version. Let's blow those doors open. Let's try to blow those doors open. There it is. Oh. It's amazing how that tank can mimic my every move. Oh, you're joking. I'll shoot all the doors, surely. The work's already been done. No. Stop mimicking me. The AI was really poor. It's just the way it was. Oh, come see, that's the problem. If I stand still, it's going to shoot me, isn't it? If I move, it's going to move out of the way. Same time as me. I don't know. It's not like this game's winding me up or anything. There we go. Oh, what? Where did he come from? Surely. Yes, but don't call me Shirley. There we go, same as Spectrum. Except it's supposed to actually hit him. Try again. No time limit on this section as yet. It's just a case of making sure you keep your discs not like that. It's pretty cool the way he catches the disc actually. For a stick man. Not doing good here. I'm actually hitting once where I'm supposed to. Alright, now I've got 2 minutes to clear these robots. If I don't clear them, it still ends the game, but I lose all my men. And women. Really not doing a good job on this stage, to be honest. And that's bucketed. I'm not even trying now, am I? No, that's way too early, is it? Yeah, but I completed the game, so it doesn't matter, does it? And there you go, back to square one. So there you go, that's the Commodore version of Raid over Moscow.